Flosstube, Kim here of Kelty Charting. It's been a couple of weeks since I did my last video, so I thought I've just finished dyeing some fabric down in the house, and I thought I would quickly film a video. I've got about 40 minutes before I've got to go on the school run. I don't think this video is going to be 40 minutes long, but I thought I'd come and say hi. So hi. Before I show you some stitching, and this video is going to be the stitching that I've done since my last video, which won't take long because I'm not saying there hasn't been a lot. There's been some, but it's been confetti and it's only been one project. So I'll show you that in a minute. And then I was going to show you some finishes that I have had, not since my last video, just in general, some finishes that I'm particularly pleased with. It's the 15th of October. It's about 9 degrees outside. It's very fresh, but it's very sunny, which means it's damn near tropical here in my cabin. I've got two doors there and the window behind me, which obviously I've covered over with some old boxes, and the sun just beats in and it's like a greenhouse in here, so that's why I'm in a little top. So before I get to some stitching though, I just want to do a couple of shout outs, just a couple. I used to do Flosstube videos, but they weren't proper Flosstube. I don't think they were proper Flosstube. They were just I would do them monthly and would show you the fabric of the month for Kelty Charting. Excuse me. But because of lockdown and everything else, I started watching Flosstube, which is what kind of inspired me to get back to it and make what I would call proper Flosstube. And I started off by watching some of my friends. I will work through them. If we're friends and you're watching this and I haven't said anything about your videos, chill, because what I've done was I started with one and then I've gone to another, but I've went right back to the beginning. Sorry, that's about to fall. I went right back to the beginning and watched all their videos. So first of all, we have Jen, not Cross Jen, in Wales, which is I think actually Bristol, which is actually Wales, which she'll get the joke, it's fine. And of course, Not Cross Jen commented on my last video because she wants my two youngest to do knock jokes, which is fine, and I know you love them, especially a certain one. But they're at school and I'm quite happy doing these videos when they're not here. What I may... no, I wasn't... Yeah, well, I don't know. Shall I film a video of them saying knock knock just for Jen, maybe, and add it on the end? We'll see. I'll probably forget, or they won't do it, maybe, I don't know. So yes, quite happy filming when they're not about because they're nuisances, they really are. If you go back and watch some of my old videos, Nathan, especially when he was little, would quite often make appearances. He'd just be like, hello, that was it, he'd go again. So anyway, yes, so hello, Not Cross Jen, my friend Jen. I started watching my friends' videos, started with Jen because I've been talking to her, because they're my friends, as in my real life friends. We used to have meetups sort of once, twice a month, and I miss them, I miss their faces. So Flosstube has been how I've been able to see my friends' faces again. So when I got caught up on Jen's videos, and by the way, Jen owes us a video, she's late with her latest one and I'm not happy about it. Then I went on to Charlotte, who is, she was Clue Cross Stitching and she's just changed her name. She's now Clue High Heel Cross Stitcher. So I'm working my way through her videos, and it's funny because I sent her a message just before I started filming this saying she cracks me up. I've got to the videos just as we're sort of in the height of lockdown that she'd been putting up, and she just keeps, she do something, she goes, stop touching your face. Which really had me amused. I watched them. I'm watching most Flosstube as I'm dyeing, because in the kitchen it's quite boring, and you know I'm just there and I'm pouring dye and rinsing, and so I watched my friends and stop touching your face. I'm like, I'm not. I've got gloves on and I'm not. Oh, well, now I'm touching my face, aren't I? Stop touching your face. So, hello Charlotte. Hello Jen. Obviously, I have other friends that do Flosstube, and I will get to you in the next videos. Please don't think I've forgotten about you, because I really, really haven't. Claire, well, 2 Claires. Louise, who else? I'm sure I've forgotten someone. Oh, Natalie. If there's anybody else, I'm sorry, but I will get to you. I'm working my way through my list. But you can blame Charlotte, because she's got a lot of videos. I think I've just got to video number 23, and I'm still not up to date. So, blame her. The other shout out I'd like to do is my cousin Nicola commented on my last video to say she thought that was the first time she'd ever been mentioned in a Flosstube. Well, now you've been mentioned twice. My lovely cousin Nick up in Manchester, well, near Manchester, Stockport, I think. Yeah, love you. Mwah. See, there you go. Now you've been mentioned again, and kisses. Mwah. Anyways, I know some people like to do life updates on videos. Honestly, there's not really a lot of life going on here. I'm down south of the UK, which in Portsmouth, which means we are the lowest risk at the moment. It's really up north that are taking the batterings with this new tier system. But we're still struggling to meet friends. We did have a few meetups when lockdown was being lifted. We had some socially distanced meetups in my garden, because I've got a reasonable sized garden, nice table and whatnot. So we had a few meetups. But where the weather's now turning cold, it's not ideal for sitting outside for 4 or 5 hours, even if we were eating pizza. And I'm missing my friends. I'm missing your faces, all of you. I really, really am. I would say I hope we can meet up again soon. And I do hope we can meet up again soon. But at the same time, I can't see it happening anytime soon. I think Corona is going to go on for a while yet, unfortunately. So, in the meantime, we have Flosstube. Hello to my friends. I love you all. I am going to show you what I've been working on, which is Computer Wizard. It's Spangler, Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I will insert a picture here, I hope, of where I was at last time I filmed a video. Okay, so hopefully that has shown up. I'm still new to all this editing malarkey. This is, and the problem is the frame is so big, and I'm filming this on my phone, that I can't really see what I'm showing you. So there we go. So that is Computer Wizard, and if I just sort of move in, what I have done since the last video is I've been working on these banners, and I like to pick a spot and kind of finish it, because it's so massive. Even just a page finish takes forever. Let me try and tilt you a bit. There we go. Yeah, even a page finish, if I'm doing like this, where it's pages where it's like a lot of black, they don't take quite as long, but this is such high confetti. It really is. So I like to pick an area and work on it, and then I can say I've got like a little mini finish. So I'm working on the banners. So if you follow me on Instagram, Instagram and Facebook and everywhere, I'm KLT charting. Okay, I think Instagram is KLT_charting. So I finished this banner here, and I was like, yay, Instagram. And then I finished the blue banner here, and I was like, yay, Instagram. And now I've been working on this. But the way I work is I will pick whatever stitch needs doing in this area with however much length of thread I've got, and I will do all the stitches that I can reach in that area. So I have been working, there was a real dark brown stitch to go in here somewhere, and that actually led me a lot down here, over here. So all of this is new, but it was still trying to work on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move this in a bit so you can get a proper look. See, I can't see. Let me try standing up. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Okay, hopefully you can see, and you can see you've got an archway coming in below those banners. And then for ages I was trying to work out what I've got coming in over here, and I realised it's another shield and crossed axes like we've got over here. I'm a bit funny. I actually try and avoid, if I can, I'm not saying I never do it, but I try to avoid looking at the artwork, the original, like the finished picture. I actually love, crazy, I know, stitching to see what appears next. So I didn't look at the art and I couldn't see what was coming, but now I can just see the hammers coming. Ignore all of these threads. I'm not parking. People have said before, oh, I should try parking. It's not parking, it's waste threads. It's such a big frame that, and I actually have a lamp clamped on here when I'm working on it in the evening because my living room lighting isn't great. And trying to turn that over when you're working on it at night is a pain, especially with the lamp. So I tend to use waste threads, and you can see my little needle minder here as well, which is the light reflecting that or not. Let's see if I can. This needle minder never comes off. Oh hello, I've got a thread there. Right, let's see, can you see that? That is, I got this from Gecko Rouge, who have the license to sell Randall Spangler needle minders. And it's not a dragon from this, but it is one of his dragons. Okay. So according to Pattern Keeper, God, love Pattern Keeper. Oh, lifesaver. I'm at 24.56%. So not even a quarter of the way through. I'm that close to a quarter of the way, and I've been working on this since May 2012, I think it is. So coming up on just gone 8 years. It's a 56-page pattern. I think I worked out it's going to take me about another 24 years to do if I carry on at the same pace. Because I go for months without working on it, and then I'll do a page in a month, and then I'll go months again without working on it. In my defence, I have made 2 people in that time as well as, you know, not doing that. And when I'm pregnant, my stitchy bug goes out the window. That's not a marker. Please don't think every time I say my stitchy bug's gone that you think I'm pregnant, because no, it doesn't. So yeah, I've got 4 kids. Number 3 is 7. He'll be 8 in May. And the youngest is 3. He'll be 4 in January. So yeah, I've made 2 people in the time that it's taken me to do that 24.56%. Yeah, so hopefully next time I do a video I'll have more to show you. Maybe I would have finished that. I need to finish that bottom banner, and then I will probably do that shield and crossed axes. That's what they are, axes. So yes, so that's the only thing I've worked on since my last video. But what I want to do is show you some old finishes that I've done, just because they're here, and I'm supposed to iron these. A lot of these are Kelty charting designs, not all of them, but a lot of them are, because I sort of model stitch for myself, so they're supposed to be ironed so I can take photographs and put them on the website, but they haven't been done yet. And this is the first of one of those. So I have a range called Say What You See, and this is the Flamingo. As you can see, it's the shape of a flamingo, and you can just make out, sorry, my phone is leaning on my laptop, so I keep changing it. So we've got the F, there's the F, L-A-M-I-N-G, and O, okay. And that is stitched on 18 count silvered Ada, which is a Jodrey Designs one. Something I pulled from Stash from before I started dyeing. So that's the Say What You See Flamingo. I have got some others in the same range. I've got a cat, I've got a crocodile, I've got a shark. I always wanted to do the shark and I've just never got around to it. What else have I got? An axolotl. Somebody challenged me to do an axolotl and I did. So there you go. This one is not one of mine, but is on one of my fabrics, and this was from an Etsy seller called Pitbull and Fish, or Fish and Pitbull? Pitbull and Fish, yeah. And I just wanted a silhouette, a really nice silhouette that I could show off my fabric, because this is one of mine. And it's one of those that it's so pretty in real life. I did this fabric for the retreat last year, the Southampton retreat, the theme was rainbow. And I had the biggest headache trying to photograph it. And even now, see, the blue looks really in your face, but it's not. And it's actually quite a bit of green there as well, where it's mixed with the yellow. And the chart is Aurora. It's either Aurora silhouette or Sleeping Beauty silhouette. One or two. But there's a whole range. But I like that one to go with the rainbow. I quite like her. There's the Rapunzel one and the Beauty and the Beast one, I think. And I like both of them, but Aurora suited the fabric best, which is why I went for it. And that's 16 count. This is, I think, 16 count as well. My chart, my fabric. This is I See You. The fabric is Kira's Call. And I actually stitched this. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. I'm trying to move it about because actually the whole thing is stitched in étoile threads, DMC étoile. So they're sparkly. The whole thing is sparkly, but I don't think you can see it because the light is behind me and over there. I wonder if I move, excuse me, this a little bit. It's not really picking up at all, is it? But I see you. There we go. Another one. This is Dragon Mask. Another one of mine. Sparkly Ada. It's a sprayed Ada. So it's sparkly on one side but not on the other because it's sort of sprayed on. I think this is what Michelle at Jodrey used to stock before Zweigart did sparkly opalescent Ada. So you can see the sparkle in the fabric there, just about. This is Dragon Mask in DMC 310 and 606, I think, or 666. 666. So that's Dragon Mask. This is one of my dogs, which was actually framed, but then I needed the frame for something else, so it ended up coming out of the frame, but it's still on its board. I have a lot of these dogs, inwards dogs. Loads and loads and loads and loads of different breeds. This is obviously the Akita. Just stitched in DMC 310 on 14 count Ada, I think. Yeah, I do all my dogs on 14, so that they're the same. And then not only do I have... Oh, hang on, let me show you this one. Hang on, under the pile. Here we go. Here's another dog. Now this one is supposed to be framed. This one is supposed to be ironed, photographed, and then framed, because this was actually my mum's Christmas present about... I think the year before last. Sorry, Mum. Not that she's watching, but if Jade watches it, my sister, she could tell my mum that I'm sorry. It is done. I just need to get it framed. And when I got it done, I was supposed to get it framed, but then lockdown and COVID, and couldn't get to the shops, not essential, etc., etc. This is another one that was framed, but the frame actually fell. Look how terrible the back is. Awful, awful, awful. It's been a long while since I framed this. This is on the board, and the frame actually fell. I had it at the back of the room. Back of my cabin, and it fell and it broke, which is why it's like this. So this is my teacher in words, always a very popular seller around June sort of time, as people are trying to stitch presents for teachers. Eventually the idea is I will get a new frame for this, and I will probably frame it properly, not just hack it at the back. Eventually I'm going to gift this to the school that all 4 of my kids have been to. The youngest one, as I say, he'll be 4 in January, and he's just started nursery there. He started in January. He did about 3 full weeks because of sickness and half term and other things, and then we had lockdown. And then he obviously went for like 6 months. Stop touching your face. Yeah. So, but my eldest, he'll be 17 in January, and all 4 of them have been to the same school. So eventually, that will get gifted to them. And then the other finish I have here, sorry, there's a mark on it there. I love this, and I'm so proud of this. And this is part of a range, but this was the first one that I did and the first one that I finished. And this is Portsmouth at Sunset. I have a lot of these in the range. What have I got? I've got Portsmouth, Southampton, Plymouth, Athens, Blackpool, Brighton. And then I did some animals as well. So I've got lions, giraffes, horses, But that is Portsmouth at sunset, and Portsmouth obviously where I live. So this is Warrior, the ship in the dockyard down here. That's the Spinnaker Tower. A few, I think one of it is, that's the dockyard, I think. But, and the plan is I want to get that framed. I will frame that. I haven't got many stitches hanging in the house, but I think this one will be ironed at some point and framed, well, photographed for the website, and framed and hung up indoors. And I love it. And do you know what? I loved it's like 24,000 stitches, I think it was, and I loved every single one. Love stitching it. So yes, so there we go. Anyway, those are just a few. Obviously I've had more finishes over the years, but those are just a few that I've got here in the cabin waiting to be ironed, and I thought I'd show them to you. Well, filled a bit of video because otherwise it would have been a very short video of me just going shout out and computer wizard, and that's it. So what are we on? 21 minutes. Not as long as my last video. What I will do on my next video, I think, is I would like to show some KLT products. So depending on when I film the video, because I've just started hand-dyed threads. It was something I was working on and making sure I could do and everything else during lockdown. And then I had stock issues, so I couldn't launch it properly, but now we're up and running. So I will probably show you some of my hand-dyed threads because I'm very proud of them. I really, really am. And they're selling, well, they're selling quicker than I can dye them at the moment. Which is obviously great for business, great for me. So I will show you those. And depending on when I film the video, I've also got October's limited edition fabric I could show as well. If you haven't seen it, if you're not in my KLT charting group on Facebook or follow me on Instagram or any fun things like that. So that's what I'll do next time, unless you'd rather see something else, in which case hit the comments and let me know. But I don't think there was anything else I was going to say. I'm going to mention Nicola again just because I've looked at my notes and I can. Hello Nicola. She's so lovely. I love her to pieces. Yeah, and maybe I would have worked on something else by the time next time I film a video, who knows. So anyway, I will love you and leave you. If you've watched me and listened to me ramble, thank you, and I will see you all again soon. Okay, bye. Go on then.
Hi Jen. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Who's there? Zebra!
Zebra who?
Zebra Super!
Zebra Super.
Knock knock.
Yes.
Knock knock, who's there, Noah?
Gorilla.
Gorilla who?
That's gorilla.
Just Gorilla.
Ow!
Wave goodbye.
Bye bye Jen!